Hello. My name is Jess Marie. Welcome to yesterday's Coffee Grounds, where I typically talk about things that I got going on in my life in this little brain. Einstein's brain's just as big as mine. That was kind of in the tune of Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. But hi. Today I am feeling this weird feeling inside. I went away on vacation. It wasn't really vacation, but it was a 2-day trip about 4 hours away to see one of my good friends who I haven't seen in 5 years, and a lot's happened. We went through a pandemic. I had a pregnancy and a child through all that, and he's moved to a couple different towns, and it was like, yes, let's hang out, let's visit. I found myself driving at night in a snowstorm. That was awesome. That was its own building process of trust in myself and trust in fate. What was gonna happen? It was uphill, downhill, through the mountains. It was crazy. But I had this amazing moment where I spent actually a lot of the drive up there in silence, no radio, no chatting to somebody on the phone, just in my thoughts. And one of those moments of silence, I was like, I would like to see a memory that I haven't seen in a long time. And right away, it was me, 7 years old, at this chain link fence. Our house was here, and then there was a hill, and there was a playground up here, and there was soccer nets and a baseball diamond. So my memory was me climbing up this chain link fence where the baseball diamond was. And you know how baseball diamonds, they always have this slope here for any fly balls, and it just knocks them down, right? I had this very intense memory of being 7 years old, holding onto this chain link fence, and I asked myself, what do you feel? And I felt the dryness of the fence. I felt kind of that pain. You ever climb a chain link fence and there's that a little bit of a pain because your toes, the little knuckles kind of crimp into all the holes of them, and it's just wire, right? It's not very thick at all. And I felt my stomach going up into my heart going up into my throat, and my throat going up to my mouth. And I felt all that just hanging at the top, and asked myself, what did I smell? What did I hear? And I heard the sounds of the fence warbling in the wind, but I also heard my mom yell, Jess, it's time to come home. This was a constant theme where I was running around the neighborhood all the time. Heck yeah, for early 2000s where our kids were allowed to do that. I hope that I have a neighborhood that my son can grow up with where there's multiple families, all with kids around the same age. I was so blessed for that opportunity and just that ability. My childhood was such a blessing that we lived in a really small town. There was an elementary school, and then the high school, you'd have to drive about 10 minutes. Most of the adults worked in the town neighboring, but we lived in a smaller town at the time, and we were able to just be free, be kids, not be scared of running into strangers. Obviously, yes, there has been, if you watch true crime, you know that there's dangerous things that happen. If you watch cop shows, you know that dangerous things happen all the time. But there wasn't that high, intense fear the way that I feel like kids are raised up now with. Scared of getting sick, scared of getting hurt, whatever it may be. I want my kid to explore. I want to give him that trust to know when he's gone too far. And if I'm always there, if I'm always hovering him, holding his hand, he's not going to learn. He's not going to learn at all. That doesn't mean be reckless and let him do dangerous things like climb on top of the tunnel at the Jungle Jam, like tunnel you kind of crawl through but stand up top. Not to be reckless, but yeah, let him climb something by himself he hasn't necessarily tried before, or promote him to go down that big slide that he's been waiting to go down for a while. And I'm very thankful that my parents had this opportunity to do that for us. And maybe it was just the generation that I grew up in, and I hope that it's not the last. I see a lot of kids, when it snowed out here not too long ago, there was a bunch of kids out in the street playing hockey, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, that's amazing. All different ages of kids, boys, girls. It was awesome to just see them all rally together, and it's like, okay, we're closing the road down, we're playing some hockey. And then just the action of them picking up the net when a car comes. It's amazing, it's brilliant. And I hope that my son gets that. I hope that he's around other kids who have the freedom. A lot of moms that I actually talk to, wow, why is your son is so advanced? Look at him climb. Like, my son's 4 and he's climbing the same level as your 2-year-old, my 2.5-year-old. It's like, yeah, I promoted him climbing from the day he was born. Promoted that. And it didn't cause trouble the way that some people, oh, he'll be climbing up the countertops. No, he wouldn't be, because it's like, hey, son, do you see anybody else climbing up the countertops? No. Then please don't do it. Here's a designated area for you to climb up. If you promote those things and their interests, what they're interested in, they're going to blossom into that. You know, being scared and concerned, they're going to feel scared and concerned. Oh, why is it scary to climb this wet log? Well, it's not scary. We're just concerned that this beautiful little human that we created is going to hurt themselves. And there's a sense of processing in the brain that flourishes when we allow children to problem solve and evaluate risk. If we don't give them that opportunity at a young age to evaluate risk, they're never going to learn when they're older. It's going to be tougher when they're 5, 10, 15. And then now when we're older, my parents both were a little bit different in a sense, but definitely saving money is a huge thing because of the financial concern. So now I live in a generation too where, yes, money is tight, but I just basically spent all my money to go away for 2 days and an unexpected shop visit because I had a flat tire and the other one was bulging. So I had to spend all my savings onto that. But I wouldn't take it back for the world because I needed that time. I needed that moment to myself to sit in silence and remember this memory of, this is who I am. I am that risk taker, that girl who climbs up the fence and hangs at the top when there's no one around. And I had a good cry and I asked the younger version of myself, speak to me. If I came up to you and you felt my energy, what would you say? And all she said is, will you play with me? Will you run? And I'm like, I don't want to run. I don't want to run. I'm tired. I run for exercise. No, I don't want to run. She just said, oh, okay, bye. And just is off doing her own thing. She's like, peace, mama. And I'm like, wow, I want that energy. I want that confidence that I had when I was 7 years old. So I had to do some deep reflecting. What in the fuck happened to me to not have that? Well, I faced the world. I was in high school. When phones became a huge thing. Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. And no longer are you just getting bullied at school or judged for what you wear at school. You're now judged on so many other factors and so much information. Going out to a party is not just going out to a party now. Everybody's got their phones. Some people take it as a competition. Oh, I'm going to be the most ridiculous person at the party. Take a video of me chasing this shot with mustard in the fridge, things like that. Whereas like for me as a girl, it was like, oh my gosh, she went home with this man or this guy, this boy, because we were 16, 17 years old. So now it's this whole other layering factor. And yeah, definitely a little bit of trauma, that little bit of fear to take risks and explore. And I'm like, girl, have some fun. Like, what happened to you? Remember, I used to play by myself all the time until I found my first best friend in grade 4. And she was just like me, tomboy, playing in the mud. One day for fun, there was an excavator in her lot, and we just decided we're gonna clean this excavator. Why? I don't know, but we did it. I remember I used to be the girl at 8, 9 years old where I tied a tire to the back of my bike and I was just ripping up and back and around, and I don't know why I ever did that. But it's because I'm strong. I look at it now and I'm like, what a badass little girl that is. Pulling a tire around on her bike because she's got nothing else to do and she finds a free tire. That's awesome. That's so cool. Where is that person now? Because what I see now of myself is someone who copes and somebody who says, oh, let's do fun things, but then tries to control those fun things, Let's go out to the forest, but I'm going to try to micromanage things. And it's like, no. Girl, have fun. And I'm trying really hard to learn from my son through this. But I think the forest was actually a bad example. Coloring might be another example. We were tie-dyeing this morning. It was 9 a.m. I'm like, son, let's tie-dye. And we tie-dyed. And because it's something that I want to wear. Yes, I kind of micromanage a little bit, but I'm like, yeah, you can squeeze all the colors, but he's got to squeeze it all over the hoodie, right? It can't just be in one spot, right? So yeah, definitely a little bit of control that I do need to let go of. But that younger version of myself taught so much, and just spending that time while I'm driving through a fucking blizzard. And I just thought of that little girl, and she'd be like, buckle up, mama, buckle up, let's go. So I'm taking that little piece of her, because I was her. That was me. And I'm taking that little piece of her, that spontaneousness, that, you know, and it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission in most cases. Now I'm a little bit wiser, and yeah, I got to be considerate, of course, but just got to let loose. Just got to let loose, you know? Stop feeling so old. Like, I don't know, I'm 26 and I feel old. I don't know, like the whole time I'm just stern faced, and it's like, where's the joy? Where's the fun? So yeah, I'm just a little bit crazy, and I think it's conditioning of the world too, trying to break that cycle of conditioning of the world and the expectations the world has of me as a woman, as an attractive woman, as somebody who is now a mom and a partner to somebody, and as a daughter, and as a acting person in society. I do feel that expectation, and I honestly don't care. I don't want those labels. I don't want any title. I'm a gardener, but at the same time, I'm also a boxer. And I'm somebody who I love things to be clean. Probably doesn't look like it based on these are all dishes, they're all washed dishes, but I do like things to be a certain way. But also, I drive myself actually mentally crazy because I live in the house with a 2-year-old, and there's always things everywhere. I make everything from scratch. So it's not like I'm opening a jar of pasta sauce. Yeah, everything's got to be prepped. There's a lot of dishes, there's a lot of stuff. So it's this balance also that I'm trying to find in my life. But that younger version of myself, I just need to tune into that and spend some more time with her through meditation, and ask for another memory of that fun little girl. Because she's me and I am her. And I sit back and I ask, can you give me some advice? No, I just want to play. That's what she'd tell me. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jess Marie. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Bye.